Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to I Loaf You. It is officially pumpkin season, it is autumn, and I couldn't be more excited. It is my favorite season. And so today we are going to be making some pumpkin loaf cakes, which is perfect for the season, perfect if you need something that you just want to give to a neighbor or a teacher or something of the sort. I happen to have these little ceramic dishes, which is what we will be using today. You can obviously use a larger dish or something that you're not giving away. If you want to use like a bread pan or something of the sort, you can do that as well. So we will get right into it. Alright, so we are going to start with 1 pound of pumpkin. If you puree your own pumpkin, that's great. That's awesome. However, if you're like me and have a massive can of it, that's okay too. I will be putting the rest of this into the freezer to use at a different time, which is perfectly okay. But you want 1 pound to start with, and we are going to add the rest of our ingredients to that. So our second ingredient, we are going to add now 4 ounces of vegetable oil, which is about 1/2 cup if you are using cup measures, because 1 cup is 8 ounces of liquid. And goodness, I don't know why I did this recipe in ounces. We want to add 6.5 ounces of eggs. You can crack these into a separate container if you wish. I am going to use part eggs and part applesauce. So I have put in 3 eggs. I have homemade applesauce, which is why it's in a Cool Whip container. I apologize. Which brought us to 5.25 ounces. And you want to add about 1/8 cup of applesauce to that, which will make up the rest of your eggs. Now we are going to want to take a whisk and mix this together before we add our sugar. Alright, now to our mixture. I know there's some new ingredients that have appeared back here. We want to add 1 pound and 5 ounces of sugar, which, when I get there, I will let you know how many cups. It was just about 3 cups. There's just a little bit left over here. And now we want to also add our salt, which is 1/4 ounce. And we can add some of our other ingredients as well. We can add our baking soda, our baking powder, our cinnamon, and our cloves at this point. So we want to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, we want to add 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Since I substituted some of our eggs, I am going to use a full teaspoon of baking soda. so that it will help it rise better with the substitution of an egg. And now we want to add a 1/2 ounce of cinnamon, which I will measure here, but I believe is about a tablespoon. Yes, I would do about a 1.5 tablespoons of cinnamon. And then we will do 1/2 teaspoon. Actually, I am going to substitute a little bit here. We are going to use 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. And then one-quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. So now we will mix all of that up, and then we can add our flour. Alright, now to this recipe, to our mixture here, we are going to add 13 ounces of flour. Which is just a little bit over 2 cups, probably about 2 1/4 cups if you don't have a scale to weigh it. So now you just want to be careful with the mixing of this step because it is a little much for one little mixing bowl. This does make quite a bit of batter. This recipe works well for these little cakes, or you can make it into a pumpkin roll, which if you want to see that variation of it, I would be happy to do that for you. It makes a very, very good pumpkin roll. And this also works well for pumpkin muffins, if that's something you want for breakfast for this time of year. Alright, so now that we are all mixed, I am going to clean off my workstation here a little bit, and I will wash our little containers that we're going to be using, and we will get started on putting them into the pans. Now I'm going to prepare these pans. I'm going to just spray a little bit of pan spray into the bottom of each one so it will release, and we will just scrape down the edges of our bowl just to make sure that we're not going to be putting straight flour into anybody's cakes here. Now, the tool that I'm going to be using is a cupcake scoop. It came from, I believe, Target when I got it. It was either Target or Walmart. OXO, whatever brand that is, whatever store that's from, I'm not positive. So you can get this yourself. It works great. It's the right size for cupcakes, but we will use it for this. Now you want to fill these about 3/4 of the way. So I am putting 4 cupcake scoops in each pan here. Alright, now that our cakes are all panned up, we are going to bring them up to the oven and get them in baking. I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees ahead of time. I apologize, I did forget to tell you that, but we will get these in the oven. They'll probably take about 15 minutes is for cupcakes. So it'll probably take about 25 or 30 minutes for these. At that point we will check them and I will let you know. Alright, so our pumpkin cakes have come out of the oven. They all ran over a little bit, so I misjudged how much to put in them. I would, looking back, I would go with 3 scoops in each one. But they all baked evenly. We toothpick tested them. It did take about 45 minutes to bake them completely. But they're all set and ready to go. So thanks so much for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this recipe. And if you want us to try anything else, just let us know.